Hello, Karen Bierce here with a big mess. I've got a big mess. I have got some things out that we're going to play with. First, I'm going to show you, this was the page we just did, the page we just finished. We, the royal we, and that was unfold, flap, jump. I don't know. Let me look. That was unfold, 16. So now we're on 17, which is fragile, and we're going on this page. And again, I mentioned that it's kind of good because this little leaf here looks very fragile. So I had an idea. And the irony is that this was the prompt. This was the prompt. Fragile was the same prompt in ICAD, index card a day, and I got stuck on it. And I never got past it, which is kind of funny, even though I did finally come up with an idea for it. And that's the idea we're going to do today. And it's actually really good because, again, sometimes I like putting in sort of representations of what's going on in the world. And for fragile, I thought of eggs. And I don't know where you live. I'm in the US. The price of eggs has gone through the roof because apparently bird flu. So A, they're fragile, B, they're very expensive, and that's what we're going to do is the word fragile. We, the royal we are going to create. So I hope you join me. I hope you create along while I create because that's the most fun. I also pulled out these fairy girls. I mentioned them when I was working on this page, and I really wanted to have them sitting on an egg if I can find eggs. So the first thing I wanted to do was, and I'm going to make sure there's no glare. I pulled out some magazines, Vanity Fair. This is an Entertainment Weekly, because I wanted to put the words fragile in, letters cut out from a magazine to kind of make it look like a ransom note. So these all came from Vanity Fair. So that was pretty good. A couple of Vanity Fairs. So I'll put that aside. And now I'm looking for, I didn't want to bore you with all the details. But what I did was I wrote my word down and then I'm just looking for the letters. And I have a couple of I's. So if I find a couple of letters that work well, a couple of A's, I'll grab that. And this is one of my challenges with looking through magazines. Like already I'm distracted, Lord of the Rings, and I want to read the article. So there you go. That's one of my challenges. But I kind of wanted to show you what I do. I try not to look too hard at the stuff, the things. I try and see, it's not, and it doesn't work because that's hilarious. And I just feel like, oh my goodness, we have to do this. Wouldn't that be funny if that was her date? I could add him in there somewhere. I have to pull that out. That's too funny for future thoughts. Anyhow, not to be distracted, which is almost impossible if you're in this game, I think. I think this game, this scrappy, arty game, helps with the distractedness. So yes, let's try and stay focused. So I need an F, a G, an F and a G. I have a couple of I's. The thing of it was I didn't want too many black and white letters. Like I wanted it to be mixed up. So like this yellow letter is great. This was a cool find. So I have a couple of cool E's. This is the E from the Entertainment Weekly magazine. So I'm still thinking, because if I do have a number of white letters, if I can find an I that has another color. I did manage to find all the letters. It was hard to find the F and the G. I found the little G. I didn't, it's kind of boring, right? But then I found a G for Gucci. So there, I have options. So that's the letters that I want. And now what I wanted to do, I was like, okay, I need eggs. Where the heck am I going to get eggs? Oh my gosh. And I'm going to put this up so you can see a bit. Oh my goodness. Eggs. Eggs. there shouldn't be glare. So this is one of Tim Holtz. Yes, I still have some of his 12 by 12 because I bought about 84 million before they stopped making them. But here's some great eggs, and what I'm hoping, oh my gosh, these might be perfect for the fairy girls to sit on. So I have no idea how I'm going to make this work. I have no idea. But I'm going to grab that page. So that's one that has eggs. Now, I kind of wanted chickens and eggs, but you know, one can't be fussy. I'm almost positive I don't have chicken paper. Okay, this is kind of a high shot. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to, because one of the great things about these paper pads, they have the smaller, so I can see all the images. So there's another one with eggs that has the robin. Not sure robins in January are the best idea. So what do we do? I don't know. Let's see. Now I'm worried that fragile won't fit. Wouldn't that be tragic if I can't get it to fit? And I have to get smaller. Look at that. Oh, you know what? I could go this way. All right, I'm going to have to play with this because I don't want to keep you forever. Let me try and figure this out. While we're having the whole conversation about decluttering, these are a couple of journals I have from way back in the day. This was an altered book that I started doing. This was actually a spread in this is one of my first published online spreads. It was Klimt. And there's just, you know, some of these, again, I can't keep everything. And I'm trying to part with some of this stuff. This was a class I took. Isn't that cool, putting a zipper? So herein lies the challenge. I could toss this book. I don't have a problem just tossing this book. Maybe keeping some of the pages it's quantum chromodynamics. So it's a very important book, I'm sure. But look how cool that is with the zipper. And I wish I could I have no idea. This is one of the first classes I took, mixed media type classes. So I'm looking at these books, do they stay or do they go? And I thought, well, you know what I should do? I should just tear some of these pages out, the ones I like more. This was part of that class, like how to make a tunnel thingy. And, oh yeah, I forgot about that. Oh, I hope you can see this. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. I kind of did that because my mom, we have a whole family thing about squirrels with my mother. I can tell you this story. I don't know, that was, this was a, tag tucked in. So anyway, I have this stuff. What do I do with it? Oh yeah, Umbrella Man. Like I can't throw Umbrella Man out. So right away, I got to pull that out. I'm probably going to have to, oh yeah, and then someone to cut that. But you get the gist of it. Some of it's cool and some of it's just trash. So I was thinking I should pull some of these out. And now I'm thinking, look how good that would look on that page. Don't you think? It was sort of an interactive little doohickey. The idea was you're supposed to put something there. And then, it pops up. So this is one of the things I think I'm going to be doing is going to these books. I know, don't freak out. As Heidi Swap says, do not freak out. It's okay. I really like that though. That has to end up somewhere. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I did actually throw out some journals and a bunch of pages that, no longer serve me. It's kind of what it is. It wasn't anything that I could donate. It wasn't anything that anyone else wants. Just backgrounds or, oh, that's a bit tall for that. It's going to have to be trimmed down anyway. Okay. you know what I'm saying? Like it's not going to serve anybody else. Nobody's going to want it because they're half finished books. They're just partial this and that. So it was, yeah, I threw a bunch of them out. Eek. If you had told me one day I would throw my precious art journal pages out, I would say, no, you're crazy. I love all of them. I have to keep all of them. So it's interesting, right? Like growth. That's growth. That's still a really good piece. I am going to keep that piece, though. Look at me throwing everything out, except that piece. I'm absolutely not throwing out that piece. I'm only trimming that to make it easier to cut. So yes, so I felt I have a one whole box for donation of random scrapbook stuff. Some of it brand new in packaging. And then I have a garbage bag full of old journals and paper, just stuff that's not worth giving away. And I feel good about it. I do, I really do. Just trying to get some of this bulk off of here. This has been 2 pieces of paper glued together, so I knew I could do that and probably not wreck it. So I think I'm gonna like that better. That's fun. I know I'm covering this up, which is kind of cool, but I'm okay with that. I have some of those colors right here anyway. In fact, I think that's what happened. I think this book was wet. I put this and this, yes, obviously, right? It bled onto these pages, so it's kind of wild. I like that. I would like to distress the, ooh, that doesn't look straight though. I would like to distress the edges in gold, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it's not straight. It makes it look off because it's the way it's stamped. That's a great stamp. I have no idea where that came from. I don't think it was mine. I think it was the teacher's. So how fun is that? So gold. I think what I'll do is get the luster wax. Oh, it's actually more copper. Yep. Plus copper's my favorite anyway, so that's, can you tell? That's not hard to figure out. See if I can get enough on here. Oh, how I love luster wax. But I think this is what it needs. Again, this is just a kid's foam, fun foam or whatever that you get at the craft store. All right, that's cool. So now what I'm going to do, I think I will build this page on this, and then I don't need my book. And that was something I was thinking about talking about anyway, is that might be a good solution for these pages. So technically that could go over a little bit, right? Do we like that? I kind of like the idea. I don't want to lose too much more of the nest. I kind of like it over because then it makes the less, why am I being so fussy? It makes the nest look more natural because a nest in a book looks so natural. All right, I'm going to do it like that. I'm not going to distress the edges because, although you know what, if I distress the edges in black, it might help it sort of blend into the background. Maybe I'm going to test the back a little bit just to see. Yeah, I don't know, I think that might be good. So we watched a Will Trent tonight, and we didn't realize that. So there's 3 seasons of Will Trent. That's what it said. And it's on Disney, but I think it's Hulu. We're watching it, yeah. And it turns out we've caught up, I guess. And so now, annoyingly, it's once a week. we try to avoid that because our attention span. You know what? Again, I blame Netflix. You taught us to binge, and then you decide, binging's not financially viable. That's not fair. Or you'd rather us watch it once a week, or you can't keep up with the pace of the shows. I don't know. All I know is I like binging and no ads. That's the other thing. Please explain to me how we have all these subscriptions and for years we've been watching with no ads. And now all of a sudden we're subjected to these freaking ads. I don't understand. And again, I know I need to take a breath and go, okay, stop being so selfish. People are struggling right now, and you're complaining about ads on your TV shows. I do have to say, going through those entertainment weeklies and realizing all these shows that we intended to watch and either forgot about. Okay, now I can't remember what I was gonna do. I was gonna trim it, wasn't I? I think I'll just not have the nest. Yeah, I just won't end up with the gold on this. Oh, mind you, I could always redo it, couldn't I? Cover the glue. Okay, I quite like that. This is called Stencil Pal, I think, from Thermoweb. All right, and then it's like you're right here with me, trimming. We will trim these. And I'm going to wait and see when I go to put it on the background. So this is where it's going to get tricky. Now, some of these I can cut down, of course. Of course. And I could have that coming off the page. Also, maybe might be able to do it. The G is pretty big. My fabulous Gucci G. I guess I could go to the little G that was here that I've lost. Oh, here it is. I could switch if worst comes to worst, I guess. Yeah, because I'm not going to be able to get these all in. Love that E. Plus the E is gold. I mean, come on. That's kismatic. All right, sorry, cool Gucci G. You're going to have to be replaced by a smaller G. And I might even have to go with, I really do like this pop of blue eye, but that's too big, I think. I think I am going to have to go. It's so funny when I saw this, I'm like, is that the best we can do? And now I'm like, little green eye it is. And then I have room. Where's the L? Everything is sticky right now. Okay. Fragile. I'm going to double check my spelling because I can't tell you how many times. I'm pretty sure that's right. But how many times I've gone to spell something. Oh, technical issue, people. Almost made a big crisis mistake. Yeah. That's not going to work. I think it needs to be down here. Okay, I'm going to play with this. I'm going to show you one of the organizers I have for my random letters. And I have 2 of them, and it fits letters and numbers, but the numbers are doubled up, I think. And then these are for like ands and parentheses and hashtags and things. So this is how I store my extra letters. So I would come in here, and of course these are just the beginning. These are the Q. Okay, how many people have these from back in the day? Back in the millionth a zillion years ago. Yep, I sure do. But some of them are die cuts. Some of them, like that's a cool die cut. So yeah, that's some storage technique for you. And you end up with extra letters. So I brought this a little closer, and I could stop the glare. There we go, a little bit. Just yell at me if I forget where my ink pads are. So I'm going to have to put fragile down here, I think. And then I realized, you know what I should have done? Oh, I could still do it. I can still do it. We could put a tag. Oh, yeah. This is what we're going to do. Okay. We're going to put a hidden tag because I haven't glued this down yet. And we can put a tag with the story of the eggs. Right. Okay, you get the idea. It's going to be something like that. And then my little fairy girl, and that's great because then she stands up. And then we'll put a slit here and we'll slide a tag. So I'm going to glue this down. I'm going to take these pads out and glue it down, and then I'll be back. Right, this is where we are. I've glued down fragile. I'm going to decide on if I cut that off when I put it in the book. And I cut out my fairy. And originally there's these fairies come with sort of a fussy cut line. Like you can just quickly fussy cut. And then, of course, when you add your color. But the thing of it was it blocked off the eggs. So, and then I think I could cut that little triangle out, but I don't know. So here's a tip that Diane Reevely showed us. When you want to cut something like this that has skinny little spots, you cut the arm, for example, and then you take your scissors in and you cut out the skinny spot. And because when you go to glue your image, and it just makes it so much easier to get your scissors in there. And then because when you go to glue your image, you really won't see, right? That's the theory. So I do like that because it does give her a little depth there. All right. Once again, try not to glare you out. So I'm going to distress her though, so we can maybe not ground espresso. I want a lighter, so I'm going to do vintage photo. So I'm kind of glad about this idea that, because again, I have so much, I've been doing bits and pieces of scrapbooking, and oh my gosh, now I started scrapbooking 26 years ago. 27 years ago was my first. I went to Creative Memories. One of my neighbors did Creative Memories. I think that's how a lot of scrapbookers get started. And I went to a creative memory class. And so that's kind of was my beginning of the scrapbooking. Okay, I want this bluish egg, this tealish, greenish egg. My idea was to just put that one egg in there somehow. And then have the little girl sitting on there. But we could use it, put this on the tag that pulls out. Yep. And then the tag will, I'll still have some of that music note coolness. So it's kind of a win-win. This is cracking me up. Oh my goodness, that egg's very large. So of course, The perfectionist part of me wants to put a slit and then slide the egg in a bit and have the fairy sitting on the egg. That might work actually. And then, because then I can put the tag in here. And I do want to, I think, salvage patina. Of course I should do, isn't there a speckled egg? Should do speckled egg, right? Now I kind of want to color it even more, make it a little darker. You know, I could tint it a bit. So if I take this and I put a little bit on my craft sheet and grab a water brush. Craft sheet. This isn't really a craft sheet. It is very grubby though. This is very subtle, but it makes it a little bluer. I want it to be subtle. I don't want it to be super loud, even though it is mixed media, people. Okay, that'll be good. Okie dokie. I like that. I do. I'll let that dry. Let me go get my craft knife. Try not to lose my cute little girl. And I'm going to take this fancy smudge. I tell you what, I love this. How great is that? It's magnetic. Sorry if there's glare. I need to do this way. So I think what I'm going to do, like I said, I like that there, but I want to bury it. I'm going to just follow sort of the egg, or not the egg, the wood branch a little bit. It might be hard. It's kind of thick because it's a couple of layers. The idea being, and then I can slide my egg down. And of course I could have just cut it, but this looks more natural. Because you know, that's what we're going for. Oh my goodness. I think that's hilarious. And maybe what I'll do, tempted to pop that up a little. Okay, I like that. So I'm going to put a bit of glue on the bottom front, and then on the back. A little bit at an angle. I think that'll be good with her leg. Yes. Yes. And then that looks good behind her little wing, or her little arm. That looks good. Yeah, so going through those Entertainment Weekly magazines, that was I used to love getting those, and I had so many. I gave away so many. I've already donated a ton because I had a subscription for years because I kept getting these deals, these crazy deals. You know, if you come back. And what ended up, though, it was ridiculous. I got to the point where, I'll show you one of the last ones I got before I was like, okay, she kind of looks like she's falling off the thing. Okay, that's better. Don't want her to fall off. Try and make her arm not look like it's been cut off. No, it looks like she's got it behind her. Yes, I love that. Yeah, this is one of the last ones. Was The Walking Dead. Look at how many pages. 68. Oh no, 68. That's not too bad. One of the last, but look how skinny this stupid magazine was. They used to be these big, gorgeous, hefty magazines, and this is 2015. So there was a lot of stuff going on. All right, I'm going to put a slit here, but I guess I should find a tab. Yeah, I was going to go to Bingo Parlor, but now I'm thinking maybe we could find an owl. Those are little ones. Like that owl. And then I did see this one. I did pull out this one already. And that's from this set. That's kind of pretty though, so I'll put that there. And maybe just glue an owl. Yes. So anyway, going through those entertainment magazines made me realize there's a lot of shows that we wanted to watch that I totally forgot about. What are these? That's kind of fun, actually. That's because that's kind of wintry. Too big, though. Too big. Again, these are all Pink Monarch. I'm just going with Pink Monarch right now because... Oh, there's an owl. Because... I know there's not an owl egg shortage. It's a chicken egg shortage, but this might work. I looked at some kits, and I had already showed you the tags. So I'm thinking, so on the one hand, I really like how ornate that is and pretty. But one of the things I found were a couple of these. I think these are from the August kit, I want to say, of Pink Monarchs. And I love the idea of putting that tab. In actual fact, that's almost the same shape as that. Because look how nice that looks with that. So it's sort of like that. Although I like that too. And what's more, I found some chickens. So this is a sheet from the Junk Journal Studio. Summer Bounty Labels. Chickens. So I thought I could put that on the tag somehow. That made me happy. So yeah, I think I'm just going to use this one. And it, you know, the great thing is it's going to tuck in behind. We just have to remember when we glue this page to the back to leave room for it. So what I'm going to do, I like the idea of it sort of coming up maybe that far. Could also make it come up over the top. All right, let's just cut there. Along the line, there's a line. There's a line, so that's convenient. I do want to be careful I don't chop off Fairy Girl's wings. That would be slightly tragic. So, between that, whatever that. Oh, I guess I could measure. I could use the numbers on the ruler. What a concept that would be. Oh, Lord. Okay. 1 and 2 slashes. 1 and 2 slashes. That's math for, you know, the challenged that don't know the 5/8 and whatnot. And then 2, 3 1/4. So yes, technically you're supposed to use that like this, right? Oh my goodness, my son is in Texas. I think he just said it's 32 degrees there. So this is what that will look like. How cool. Part of me wishes we'd done it lower so it's right behind the nest, but okay, this is okay. Can't be overly fussy, because also what I could do is potentially put a little piece, you know, washi tape. And so then what happens, we'll glue. I'll show you how to glue. I'll show you how to glue when we glue. So I've got that. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim this to make it a little shorter. And then cut it out. Cover those up. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. This is fun. Are you having fun? I realized I was talking about Entertainment Weekly and shows, and I got distracted, which happens a lot. So yeah, I was reading the magazine, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, oh yeah, we meant to watch that show on this show. So what you can do, if you so desire, is comment below, what shows do you like to watch? What shows would you recommend? Okay, I need to find a background for that. I need paper to go on the back, but I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to put the eggs. So I could put these 2 eggs, and then maybe the chicken label will fit somewhere. So that would be good. So another way to glue, and then I'll fit this. I guess I should have, no, I have to put the paper down first, because the paper needs to, I'm getting a bit punchy. I realized I've stayed up late to do this because I was cleaning and purging and watching purge videos. In fact, I'm watching Gail now on the Declutter channel or challenge. Today was her day. All right, this way up. It's completely off camera. You know what? I am going to put the little stabby tool, put the lid on the stabby tool. Yes, I'm getting a bit punchy because it's late. It is 11:32 p.m. And I did a lot of purging again, which was great. So if I'm all over the place, forgive me. But I do want to get this done so I can do, and plus I'm having fun, right? Like, that's it. I'm having fun. This is fun. I almost gave myself a paper cut. Yeah, that'll work. And then bonus of the postage stamp. So I'm going to try to not bore you to death. So I'm speeding this up. And basically, I am just putting on the second tab, distressing the bottom and the sides that are going to be glued down. And then I will trim up, you know, make a match, trim it up, and finish up that tab. So I don't know if anything I would put on this side. Actually, you know what I could do? I could put a smaller photo. I took a photo. So we had a nice snowstorm coming a few weeks back. I talked about it. And there was no eggs. You couldn't buy eggs in the store. And so part of it was I didn't realize at the time about this egg situation that was going on, that, you know, the bird flu and Georgia shutting down exporting of eggs and whatnot, which is a little scary because, you know, eggs. And I did happen to take a picture of the empty shelf. And the funny thing about it was the only eggs you could get at Safeway were duck eggs. And I was just like, no, I'm good. I think I'd rather, I don't know. I've never had a duck egg. Maybe they're fabulous. But I just thought, you know, I'm good. Okay, yes. There we go. Isn't that fun? All right, let's get the chicken on there. And then we'll glue it down and then we'll be done. So yeah, so duck eggs. This stuff's falling on me. And it just wasn't about the duck eggs. Also wasn't about paying, I don't know, $6, $7 for the cheapy brand egg, which, you know, again, I think I talked about it, that thanks grocery store for bumping up the price because, you know, we can't get these dang eggs. Not very chivalrous of you. And, you know, I don't mind paying more when it's, you know, pasture-raised, organic, healthy eggs. But anyway, I know it's hard because a lot of people rely on eggs for sure as a source of protein. I know we eat a lot of eggs in our house. And yeah, so maybe what I could do, depending on where I put these chickens, is put a picture of the shelves. Because I think I took a price too to send my husband to be like, holy crow, look at the price of these dang eggs. That's one of our goals. We want to have chickens. So send your chicken tidbits. So I could do this. White-winged black tern, or I could just put it here. There's nowhere really on here to put it, because I think that just looks too fabulous to be messed around with. Oh, I never double checked how to spell fragile. I'm just trying to figure out where to put the wee chicken label to make it make sense. The little chicken guy can poke out. And then that way I still have room to tell the story. And I could put the photo here. Or I could do this. I might do this actually. I could do this and then tell the story and put the photo at the bottom, because that makes a little more sense. So I'm going to do that. Even though I'm covering up the white-winged black tern egg. Pretty egg too when you think about it. It's very speckly. And this one is a roseate tern. A friend of mine had chickens, and she had all kinds of fancy hens, and they laid, you know, green eggs and different colored eggs. I like that. Room for journaling, photo of the empty shelves. Now what we do, we put this here. That's how I want it. Bring it up a bit. And then let me get rid of this stuff and I'll get my book. Have it so you can actually see. So what we're going to do, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can put an envelope at the back that holds it. No, you kind of glue just the base of an envelope. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue. I'm just going to leave a space around this, and hopefully that works out. So I'm going to, I don't want to leave too much room. I mean, it's not going to wobble this way, but I don't want it to slide down is the main thing. And then I can just, I don't usually use this glue for this purpose, but I'm gonna right now. All right. It's funny, one of the things Diane Reevely always says that we Americans, we're glue crazy. You know what? Oh, part of me wants to take that out in case it sticks. And I really can't slide the paint. Like I was lucky. I did get it sort of down on the first go because, oh my goodness, you know what? I'm going to do it this way from this side because I can't slide it around or I risk gluing that tag in. Diane Reevely says that we Americans are overgluers, that we have to glue the whole thing down. She goes, you don't need to do that. Just do a couple. Nope. I still need to glue the whole thing down. And I'm going to pull that out. All right. Oh my gosh. And I might be on a bit of a roll with the whole, I love this page too. I am going to trim the little tree branch guy. I got glue here, which that's okay. It's just going to be a bit shiny. So I'm going to, I don't think these have a perforated side, these ones. Yes. And then I need to put a bit of glue there. I like it. See, I have to say, this is, you know, I've said this before, but when you're creating every day, this is what's great about these challenges. And you're in the zone, you're just creating every day. You tend to, you know, really come up with ideas. The ideas just come. And so, yeah, that's very cool. I'm very happy with that. Very happy with that. Fragile. Done. And I checked the spelling. And it's right. I think I do want to trim this a little bit. So yeah, so that's it for today. We'll mark this off. I do want to show you something I did. I think it was from yesterday's page. It might have been the day before. Oh no, I think I already mentioned it. Never mind. I was going to say where I stamped. I had stamped on top of this and then I just replaced the tab. Oh my gosh, I'm loving this book. Just so much fun. Look how chunky it's getting. So chunky. No idea what the cover is going to look like or the wraparound. But that's it. Day 17. All right, let's go check it off. Day 17 is Fragile. Okay, day 18 is Bright. That's what's coming up tomorrow. So this is day 16, day 17, and day 18. So we have Bright. I'm excited for tissue. I am, because I have a lot of tissues. So I'm not sure where we're going to do tissues. I don't want to just do this spot. Probably do it on here. So I have to figure that out. Oh, no, bubble. Bright, bubble, and tissue. All right, we'll have to do some thinking. and then map. Okie dokie. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Late night on the Karen Beers channel. I hope you have a fabulous evening, and I hope you had a chance to play and have a good sleep, good solid sleep. Magnesium, if you're having trouble sleeping, make sure it doesn't interfere with any of your medication. 100 milligrams of magnesium really helps. Health tip of the day. Bye.